Welcome back to NFL Tuesday predictions here, week 13. Yeah, I did skip a week, alright? I skipped week 12. I'm sorry. Alright, I got hit by wisdom. My cheeks, they were huge because I had my wisdom teeth out, and I did not want to look like Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks. So I recorded the video, and I was like, this is not coming out. Still, it looks a little bit bigger here than this one. This one looks like it's regular. This one's a little bit bigger. But now we're back. We're here. I also got to cover the World Cup. I haven't been able, but I've been watching the games, over here, flimsy on my bed, just watching all the games. So I'll probably end up doing a video reacting to the knockout stage on Friday once all the games are done and predict it from there and see what groups I got right. So far, I'm 2 for 2 on the groups. I got them exactly spot on, which is crazy. But anyways, let's get right into it. Last week I went 11-5. Believe it or not, some upsets I got right was like the Jags beating the Ravens. I'm very high on the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you checked all my predictions, I usually have them winning, and they beat the Ravens barely, but they beat them. Then, one that I got wrong was I had the Titans beating the Bengals, but the Bengals surprised me and they won that game, put themselves in the playoff picture. So I believe now the Bengals have solidified themselves as a playoff team. They'll probably make the playoffs now, and we'll see what happens. I don't think it'll be the same success as last year, but they are a good football team. I'm sorry to say it. But anyways, let's start off. Thursday Night Football. We're going to see the Bills and Pats again after the Thanksgiving. Got their games right, by the way. But Bills are contending, one of the best teams of the NFL. I think a top 5 team. Pats struggling to get in the playoffs. I don't believe they're going to get in the playoffs. They have a wide receiver problem that they haven't been able to address. They've been putting Band-Aids and they rip off. They don't give Mac Jones the help he needs. So I think here the Bills are going to win. Even though it's in Foxborough, I just think the Bills are going to win. Then we've got Steelers, Falcons. I think the Falcons are not very good. Steelers, on the other hand, unfortunately that is my team, but I'm going to have to back them on this one. And, they did look all right against the Colts. They ended up managing getting the win. Najee Harris gets out with an injury, though. It's tough times in Pittsburgh, I won't lie, but that secondary does not fail to impress at all. Again, had a phenomenal game on Monday, and I think they should be able to go into Atlanta and get that win. Very hopeful. Season will still be alive if you get that win. You lose, dump it, don't win another game. I don't care. Anyways, Packers, Bears. Aaron Rodgers might possibly be out for the rest of the year. Possibly. I have not heard an update on it. Jordan Love time, but I think either or. I think the Bears are going to win. Packers, they're 4-8, man. You're 4-8. Not looking good. You're not making playoffs. You're not doing anything this year. I didn't think you're going to win the division. I thought you were going to make a wild card spot. I was wrong on that. Bears are going to get this win, though. I think the Bears are due for a win. They're not a bad team. They're one of the worst teams, but they're one of the best out of the worst bunch, in my opinion. I think Justin Fields has looked a lot better than previous years, but he's very mobile. He's looking like he's gonna be one of those Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson kind of guys, which I didn't really see too much in college. I didn't see him run as much, and he came into the NFL. I don't know if it's the lack of receivers, but he's scrambling a lot more, breaking the record for one game rushing yards for a quarterback, which is it's a good thing. Maybe, I don't know. But anyways, then we got Jags Lions. I just said the Jags are good and all this, and they could still possibly fight for a playoff spot as of right now. I think getting a win against the Lions really does, raise the hope of a playoff spot possibly. Now, Jets, Vikings. That's a tough match right there. I think the Vikings are going to win that one. I think the Jets are good, but, they do have White coming in at starting QB, played well against the Bears, but now I believe, you're going into a team that's only lost a couple games. Yeah, they got humiliated by the Cowboys a couple weeks ago, but, you have a quarterback problem. If you have a quarterback problem in the NFL, it's going to be really hard to beat the really good teams, and the Vikings are a top 5 team as of right now, so I don't see the Jets winning. I think maybe White gets exposed again like he did last year. He had a phenomenal game against the Colts and then has a decent game, and then he just absolutely does horrible, doesn't see the field again. That could possibly happen, and then next week we see Zach Wilson. You never know. Anyways, Commanders, Giants. This is a competitive division. I really wanted to go Commanders, but I think the Giants are different this year, and they're going to be hitting the playoffs. This would be a nice win to get, but if they lose this game, ooh. If they lose this game, Washington will be on the rise and will be out there to try to take their playoff spot. That could get things really interesting, but I just think the Giants are going to win that game. Then we've got Titans, Eagles. Now, I've been saying the Titans are pretenders. They're coming off a loss. I really want to go Eagles, but I think the Eagles are the most overrated one-loss team I've seen since 2020 Steelers. Yes. As a Steelers fan, that team was not very good. We had a really easy schedule, and then we lost to Washington like the Eagles did. Now, they're definitely not going to finish the season with 1 or 2 losses. It's going to be around 4 or 5, and I think this would be the start of that. So I've got here the Titans winning that game. Ravens playing the Broncos. The Broncos suck. Russell Wilson has been a bust. And the Ravens, they have Lamar Jackson, and I've said it week after week. You got Lamar Jackson on a contract year, healthy. Doesn't matter if you got Devin Duvernay as wide receiver 1. You've got a shot. And they got just Deshaun Jackson out here too. They've got a shot. They got a shot as long as Lamar is there. Right? If you see Tyler Huntley coming in, it's over. The Ravens season's over. They won't win a game. Now, Texans, Browns. This is the upset I got. Deshaun Watson's possible first game off suspension. All the fireworks are up. Browns fans are hyped. They want to see their guy that they traded a lot of picks for, gave him a lot of money, come back to Houston, to the team that drafted him and traded him, and win. And guess what? We're not going to see that. I think the Houston Texans going to get into Deshaun Watson's head. The fans, everything, it's going to take time to adapt, and it's going to be a loss. Texans win this game. Remember, I said it. I know a lot of people are saying, the Browns are going to win. They got the running game even if he's having problems. No, it's going to be too much for Deshaun Watson's first game back. Even though it's arguably the worst team in the NFL, still going to lose that game. Still going to lose it. You'll see. Then we've got Seahawks, Rams. The Rams are dead. They're dead. Aaron Donald's out. Cooper Kupp is out. Matthew Stafford is possibly out. No way. Seahawks, they look decent. They are, I believe, first or second in the division, around that. They're definitely going to be in the playoffs. We'll see how it goes. And I think they're a lot better team than the Rams right now. They got the practice squad playing nowadays. They should, you would say tank for something, but they got no picks. So it's just like you're existing for now. That's what the Rams are doing. They're just existing, playing the games because they have to. Now we have one of the big matchups this week, because there's 2 big matchups, and it's the 49ers receiving the Miami Dolphins. Head coach of the Dolphins, former offensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, coming back home to San Francisco, where he, kind of built a name for himself to begin with. Now, I really want to go Miami here. I actually kind of want Miami to win this game, because it would kind of make things odd in the AFC, and then the Niners, they could bounce back. We all know the Niners have the recipe of a championship team. They've got a good running game, good O-line, great defense, good receivers. They got a quarterback that's, capable. It screams Super Bowl. Now, the Dolphins, people aren't convinced yet because of Tua, but we'll see. I think this game could be a statement game. If they win it, people will have no choice but to take the Dolphins serious. But I think the 49ers win. It is in San Francisco, and they know his plays. He was the offensive coordinator there, and I believe, the defensive coordinator and the head coach should have an idea of what, to see, and I believe that the 49ers will have an answer to the Miami Dolphins defense. Their offense, because really, the Dolphins defense hasn't looked as good as the offense. The offense is very explosive. We haven't seen the Dolphins, win a game with scoring 16 points or 17 points. So we've seen the 49ers get down there and win these, 13-0 that they recently had. The Dolphins aren't capable of shutting a team out like the 49ers. So I think that will be the difference. But this leads us to the next big game. Rematch Chiefs, Bengals. This time the Chiefs are going into Cincinnati, and I think the Chiefs are going to get their revenge. I generally do. Mahomes and all them boys, they are gonna want to make Eli Apple suffer, and I think they're gonna expose him. He'll probably give up over 100 yards himself. Chiefs are gonna win by maybe 40-24, some score like that. It's gonna be a crazy scoreline. I think the Chiefs are gonna be very unmerciful and just absolutely just blow them out of the game. That's exactly what I think is going to happen in that game. I do think Cincinnati has the potential of replicating what they did last year, but the Chiefs they surprised me. I thought they weren't going to make the playoffs. I thought 8 wins, and they already have more than that, so I was wrong on that one. All right, I was wrong on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Chargers, Raiders are dead. I see them get these little low-key walk-off wins here and there, but they are dead. Now, the Chargers, they have a chance to get in. They definitely do have a chance, and I think they could possibly get in. Depends on how Justin Herbert plays. I think it all resides on him and the team's ability to stay healthy. You see Khalil Mack go down. Keenan Allen plays less games than I do at this point. Mike Williams is in and out of the lineup. There is a lot of injuries, but I think it all depends on Justin Herbert. If he can play insanely good, take that next step right now, he could definitely push for the playoffs. And I know the Chargers want nothing more than get Justin Herbert some playoff experience, even in this injury-riddled year. And that is the goal. And we'll see what happens, but I think they beat the Raiders, and they absolutely need to beat the Raiders. They are 6-5. They go to 7-5. They have a great shot at it if they can get this done. Now, Colts, Cowboys, very mid Sunday Night Football. Cowboys are going to win. It's not going to be close like it was a Monday night when it was Steelers, Colts. If the Colts can't beat the Steelers, you're not beating the Cowboys. Cowboys by 20. Simple. Anyways, Bucks, Saints. I think the Bucks are in contention. I think they are 5-6. They are owned by the Saints, but the Saints are also a mess as well. So I think the Bucks should win this game. Will probably be like the last time, 20-16. The scoreline similar to that. Not going to be very high scoring, but the Bucks, like Nick Wright said, they're going to be 8-9, host a divisional game against Geno Smith. Then they'll probably play maybe Dak Prescott or Kirk Cousins, and then they'll be in the Super Bowl and they'll beat the, I don't know, maybe the 49ers. They'll have a one game. It'll be something like that. They're going to make it far either way, even if they're 8-9, which is crazy because that division is just so trash. But anyways, leave a comment down below on what you thought of my predictions and any disagreements. I'd like to know in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thank you guys for watching.